Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. We will continue, inshallah, with the shining proof, the 15th ray. In the book The Rays. We are on page 626, and we were discussing divine power, how to understand divine power from a few different aspects, what the author shared about some of the Arabic piece which is translated here, which he wrote. And I think we are at the third step right now. Yes, we are. So we'll jump right into it in terms of get our minds into how do we see divine knowledge, will, power, especially divine power operating continuously, manifesting itself in the universe, where we see the act of God, like his act continuously being displayed. Our senses, our feelings should feel that presence, that things are not happening by themselves, but there is this mysterious, as it calls it, through the mysteries of the assistance of unity, facility of unity, and the manifestation of oneness, which we will delve into, inshallah, in this third step. And I'm sure with your help, inshallah, we will try to get this within our understanding. So we shall look at the meaning of this by means of brief indications. That is due to the unity of sovereignty and all his subjects acting in conformity, all his subjects acting in conformity to his commands alone. It is as easy for a ruler and commander-in-chief to govern a large country and numerous nation as it is to govern the people of a village. For due to the unity of his decree, the members of the nation become a means of facility, just like the soldiers, and his commands and laws are easily executed. Whereas if it was left to various rulers, in addition to sinking into confusion, to govern a village or even a household would be as difficult as governing the country. And since the obedient nation is attached to the single commander, the obedient nation is attached to the single commander, like individual soldiers. Through the strength of relying on the commander's strength and his ammunition, stores, and army, each may take an enemy king captive and perform works far exceeding his own individual strength. a soldier may take the commander's strength, through the strength of relying on the commander's strength and his ammunition stores and army, using all whatever he provides this commander for the facilitate the soldiers' mission. Each may take an enemy king captive and perform works far exceeding his own individual strength. So each soldier is capable of far exceeding his own individual strength because of the support, reliance of the king. His connection with the ruler obtains for him an infinite strength and power, so that he may perform great works. But if the relation is severed, he loses that vast strength, and with his own petty strength performs works only to the extent of the arms and ammunition on his back. For if it was required of him to perform all the works he carried out relying on the power of his connection with the ruler, he would have to have in his arm the strength of the army, and on his back all the ruler's stores of arms and ammunition. Brother Ali, your mic is on. Would you like to say something? Okay. So whenever you feel like sharing anything, please go ahead.
I would like to hear your comment on the paragraph. Then I may share something.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, let's go over this paragraph. So the example that the author is sharing about how in the universe we can see for example, a ruler and how he has control over his subjects. So let's say a president, and let's say he wants to mandate vaccinations for everyone. So he uses all sorts of different means, using maybe the head doctor or the surgeon general, and then the media and the newspapers, and even putting people in the streets and mobile vans and clinics, all of them, so that whatever his agenda is, so that gets fulfilled. So here, a ruler who has command over a country or nation and can govern over the people. So each and every member of the nation can become a means of facility, just like the soldiers. And the commands and laws of the ruler are executed in that form. Whereas if left to the various rulers, so this is the thing, the problem here is about if it's left to various rulers, in addition to sinking into confusion, so various rulers sinking into confusion to govern a village or even a household. So one can see even in a household, if there are two kind of leadership positions, gets difficult in the household to maintain that. So it's much easier if one lets the other person take over some of the duties versus everything is being debated on and causes confusion with the rest of the individuals. So since the obedient nation is attached to the single commander, so being attached is an important part to a single commander, the one who owns the power, has everything, things become much easier, as opposed to if any being acts on their own will or by their own whatever they have. I mean, nothing is basically ours if we understand that. Everything is given to us. And of course, if the relation is severed, like it's disconnected, then there's a massive loss to the individual because there's no connection to the power, the authority. Just like maybe, let's say, a grid system in the electricity. If everybody gets their electricity from that central grid, if one house tries to loses that connection, then they don't get that electricity in their house. So one hurts themselves by not getting electricity if they lose that connection or reliance on that power, central power. And of course, the author in the next paragraph will tie it into our relationship with our absolute power and the Lord of the universe, how we have to have that source of reliance to the owner of this universe. So I'll read it and then we can go over and compare these and make it more real. So in exactly the same way, due to the unity of his sovereignty and absolute rulership.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to say something, brother? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to complete your comments and summary of the text, which was beautiful. Sufficient enough. I wanted to pay attention to one point. This kind of explanations of the subject that we read in this author's books, we shouldn't really go and see the event or try to understand the subject from army point of view, from commander point of view, soldier point of view, but this is the way how we are expected to think. According to my understanding, human understanding, it means I have to think that if I try to understand how anything comes into existence, if I say, look, in order for this thing to come into existence, the one who is doing it must be the one who takes care of everything to which that particular thing is connected. So I can easily understand that the one who planned the whole, for example, plan of the computer decided to put these things in this position. I understand, but then, yeah, this person knows how the whole is working, whole computer is working. So since he knows how the whole computer is working, he knows the plan of the computer, engineering of the computer, so that he decided for this particular small piece here to be here. So it is his decision. But if I say every part is trying to adjust itself to the whole computer, let's assume that even they had free will, although they don't, it is for me to understand and explain the existence of the computer. Well, how can come really a piece must be communicating with the other all pieces and must know the whole picture, a whole program of the or plan of the computer, and accordingly communicate with the others and say that no, according to the program, you should be here, I should be here, and we will work in harmony together. Human mind cannot accept it. So we have to understand this is for our analysis of creation. While I am analyzing the creation in order to understand how can explain its existence, if I take the option that this whole universe is coming into existence from one absolute being, my mind can easily understand it. Whereas if I say that every single being is accidentally developed, and at the end, whole universe became perfectly acting like an army, as if each soldier, each element in the universe knows the whole system and positions itself accordingly and works with the others harmoniously according to his own choices. Human mind cannot confirm it. But it is so obvious why some people still insist that no, the things developed by themselves and arranged their position accidentally, but at the end by themselves. How do they buy into this absurd idea, which cannot be provable, confirmable by human mind? How do they do that? If somebody decides the universe is working within itself, like the computer is working within itself, and it doesn't have an engineer, because there is no engineer. I have the computer is working in front of me, and it is continuously working anyways. So no one is really interfering. So the universe is also like this. No one is interfering. The things are growing or developing, or some natural things are happening by themselves. So it must be developed by itself. So closing the mind to the possibility of the universe being in need of createdness, being in need of giving existence. No, this is not possible. I'm not going to go into this aspect. That is why inevitably they insist that the things evolved by themselves. The perfect order of the universe, they say living beings evolved by themselves because they are alive. But where did they get the life? How do they act within by using their life in harmony with the rest? No, it accidentally fits. Well, how absurd the idea is, but they still buy into it. Why? Because they condition themselves that they are not going to accept there may be a creator. We have to understand the psychology of denial. Psychology of denial has no reasoning. Just because of their conditioning themselves and leaving themselves because of these restrictions that I'm not going to believe in God, the creator, so I'm not going to be a religious man. This attitude makes them obliged to find a way of explaining how the things are coming into existence. The whole order of the universe happened by itself. How can a human being accept this? They say living beings are adapting themselves. They don't know what's going on in the environment. They have no choice, let alone living beings are. How about non-living beings arranging themselves in a perfect order? An atom or a particle exploded by itself, and at the end, a perfect order came out. How? I don't know how do they explain it. We have to understand that these kind of examples are giving us a way of a system of thinking for ourselves. These examples are for us. How should I think in order to explain the existence of everything in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ali. Great. So yeah, let's continue, inshallah. So in exactly the same way, due to the unity of his sovereignty and absolute rulership, the monarch of pre-eternity and post-eternity, the all-powerful maker, creates the universe as easily as a city and raises to life the spring as easily as a garden, and raises to life all the dead at the resurrection as easily as creating the leaves, flowers, and fruits of the garden's trees in the spring. He easily creates a fly on the pattern of an eagle. He easily makes man, the microcosm. Whereas if ascribed to causes, a microbe would be as difficult as a rhinoceros, and a fruit as difficult as a mighty tree. Perhaps to every particle which performs its wondrous tasks in the body of a living creature would have to be given an eye that sees all things and knowledge that knows all things, so that it could carry out those subtle and perfect vital duties. All right. So I think this is how we relate it to our existence with the Lord of the universe, in terms of how do we see this. If we understand that, as Brother Ali was sharing, that we have to prepare our minds to see how things are adjusting themselves. I mean, who can say that they adjust themselves by themselves? It's not really human to reason that way. It makes no sense. And so all the things that are coming into existence, everything, the way things are adjusted in the universe, the way the spring comes into existence, the way the whole universe is regulated with the day and night, with the way the rotation of the solar system, the Milky Way, the galaxies, how they are arranged, and each one set according to what it's meant to be. Each star behaves as completely obedient to what it's supposed to act as. And even when we eat as a food in our body, each particle that is within us, all the tasks that are performed in the body of a living creature. I mean, can we say the particle has knowledge, willpower to go where it wants to? Or whoever designed me in that way, the one who has set my body in this way, knows each and every, the one who owns the particle knows exactly where and what position where that particle is going to go to and where it adjusts. The particle doesn't know where to adjust itself. I mean, all those perfect, subtle, and vital duties that the particles are performing. I mean, who in their right mind would say they know that what they're doing, and that there's no conscious agent behind their doing the task that they're doing? All right, any comments so far? Brother Ali, go ahead, please.
Again, I am sorry. This phrase, I think it's a phrase, not a sentence even. He easily makes man the microcosm. Of course, we understand microcosm, and this is about us, every human being. I see that I'm directly related to the whole universe. I can communicate all aspects of the universe capacity-wise, although I may not use it, but I have the potentiality. I have been given the potentiality. When I think of myself, how I could come into existence with this quality, there are two ways. Either my cells or particles of my cells develop themselves in such a way that they have produced some sort of feelings and capacity, intelligence, consciousness in me, all these human qualities, so that I can perfectly, in a fitting way, communicate with the rest of the universe. Arranged by what? Mindless, lifeless particle, which has to act according to the order, and order imprisoned it. It cannot choose anything, doesn't have any choice, power to choose. For a human mind, it is impossible. But if I took the option, this universe seems to be working in harmony, so there must be one source who holds on the totality of the universe, entirety of the universe, and human being, for example, me or you, everybody can think of himself, herself as an example. Who created me, who gave me existence, the one who created the universe, so that he enabled me, put me within myself a quality or a bunch of qualities, almost infinite, to make me able to communicate with the rest of the universe and adjust it, perfectly fitting my eye and the objects out there, my imagination and the subjects of the imagination out there, my reasoning and the whole universe, the order of the universe, gives me the opportunity to practice my reasoning. So they are not alienated from each other. I can question the existence of everything, and I can understand the meaning in the existence of everything, and what they are demonstrating or disclosing about the qualities of their creator. I can understand them. When you speak, I can understand you. When I speak, you can understand me. What does it mean? I am a microcosm. How can I explain my existence with this capacity? There is only one way. The one who made the whole system of the universe must be the source of my existence. That is how I can explain. I can explain, not how my creator created me. No, how I can explain my existence. That is the point which is important. I am looking at the matter from my perspective, not creator's perspective. Creator of the universe can create me. This is not the argument. Because creator of the universe is a conclusion, and I have to understand how did I come to this conclusion. It begs the question, another question. Its argument, the faulty argument, is the source of problem of many things related to especially teachings of the Quran. I have to look at myself. How can I explain my existence? When I look at my qualities, I can see that I am a microcosm, as briefly described earlier. I am a microcosm. How can I explain my existence? Only attributing to the creator of the whole universe. And the creator of the universe, when I reason there, or to this point, yeah, there must be a creator of the universe who arranged the universe and put me in the universe in connection with the rest of the universe. My mind says, oh, yeah, that sounds, that looks reasonable. I cannot say no, it is impossible. But I must be open to the option of idea that the universe may have, not must have at this stage, may have a creator who must have, by definition, must have absolute qualities. So this option, this may have a creator who must have absolute qualities option, cannot be denied by my reasoning. Why shouldn't I confirm and accept or use my free will to accept this option as it is confirmed by my reasoning? That is how belief in the absolute being has its own base, and I will be convinced about it. Most of the time, the problems about belief rise from presentation of belief. If we present belief saying that God, the creator of the universe, must be absolutely powerful, because the creator must be absolutely powerful. This kind of rhetoric begs the question, and the people say, where did you get this idea of absolute creator? I don't see anything here. That is why we have to start from our perspective. We have to start examining the existence of each being in the universe as much as our capacity allows us. Whatever we are aware of the qualities of the existence, first of all, look at yourself. Try to explain your existence, especially your qualities as human beings. Even you can concentrate on how your body organs harmoniously work with each other so delicately. The smallest something going on there, the measurement change. Your body doesn't work. Smallest measurement in every organ, in every member of your body. So we should really be free to examine ourselves and then come to a conclusion that the logic necessitates, forces me to confirm that there must be an absolute being, and then talk about the qualities of this absolute being, and then name it God. This is the name of it. This is the name of it. If you like, I don't believe in the name God. I believe the necessary existence of such a being who must have such qualities that is called God. Of course, this method of explaining and presenting belief makes a lot of difference. Then unfortunately, we may forget about it, including myself, and start talking about directly God. And I say, I believe in God. Of course, I have to explain what do I mean by God. But the problem of this age is not that the belief doesn't make sense and I cannot really offer the option of belief in an absolute being. The problem is the way the religion, especially belief side of the religion, is presented is totally problematic. I think we have to educate ourselves more and emphasize on this side of the matter more while we are discussing. That is why I take always what is taught here from my perspective, I feel this is an essential if anybody tries to convey or convince himself and convey the message or their conviction to others, this problem or this subject is extremely important and very sensitive. Inshallah, I could express myself clearly so that it made sense.
Go ahead, Ian.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ali, just to try and, I'm just going to say a very brief summary of what you've said. If I have missed the mark, I would greatly appreciate being brought up to speed. So, we're essentially supposed to use the concept of being able to recognize the names of the Creator in every aspect of creation. And I don't understand, like I actually don't understand how that works practically. I get that it's a process and you're meant to learn the methodology and apply the methodology and see where and how it applies. I think I'm just a little bit lost. I thought I had a summary, but I didn't have a summary. I realized I'm not understanding certain things.
No worries. Yeah. So I think the point, Brother Ali, from what I understood, is making that, for example, the author says he easily makes man the microcosm. So I can't talk to anyone like this because that already assumes I know that, okay, God easily makes. So I have to look at myself first, who I am, how am I existing, what am I doing? And my conclusion is yes, whatever I find myself in shows the result to be that the one who possesses absolute power, knowledge, will, the one who, but the way I see the result to be, I look at the result and examine creation, look at the universe, look at this moon, the sky, and then come to a conclusion. So I have to look from my perspective, within my realm, within my how I see the world, my experience, and then come to the conclusion about what kind of God he is, who he is, and as you were saying about the names and the qualities, attributes that belong to him. So that comes from my reasoning, my experiencing.
Okay, so Asim, thank you. That actually makes sense. So it's that you look from within and you're able to determine from looking internally the miracles of your being, and thereby you can reflect the same qualities or the same recognition of who you are within by also looking externally.
Yeah, how you explain yourself, your own existence, which way you should see, which way or which conclusion you should reach. But start from yourself and then say, I am a microcosm. Who made me in this form? Who or what can make me in this form? Conclusion, only the one who created the macrocosm can be the source of my existence. And this one is called in the text, he easily makes man. Oh, yeah, really. If I attribute my existence to an absolute creator, absolute source of existence, I can really explain it. Otherwise, I cannot explain my existence. Start from my existence simply.
Right. So the micro is us being the smaller creation, and then the macro is the universe being the larger creation.
Slightly different. Microcosm is the whole system of the universe. Microcosm, not necessarily it means small. Small, but comprehends the qualities of the whole universe because it can communicate with the whole universe. So,
Right. So small but with great capacity.
Yeah, capacity-wise, I am very small, but I include all the qualities manifested in the universe within my small existence. That is, micro is small, microcosm is something small but equal to the value of the whole universe. Cosmos. You can see microcosmos.
SubhanAllah. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm gonna mull it over in my mind.
Don't be frustrated, brother. We understand, but we may not be able to express ourselves.
Okay.
Now, being able to express ourselves is another talent than comprehending what is going on. If you cannot express yourself, don't be really disappointed and frustrated. I couldn't explain it, but I feel something there, yes. But we have to, of course, hammer on it, work on it more and more in order to settle down this method of reasoning. And the method that we should talk about reasoning only in this way. When we talk about belief and religion, we should never take for granted anything prior to it. Start from scratch, start from scratch. It may be very fast, but at least don't say, God easily makes me the microcosm. Say, I am a microcosm. The one who makes me must be the one who created the universe. And this creator of the universe is called God. Speak in this way. You don't have to talk hours and hours, all the steps of stages of reaching the source of existence of the universe. But talk from microcosm, talk from the particle, talk from anything in this world, whatever you see. It may be an orange, maybe a fly, maybe an ant, maybe a tree out there, the bird out there, simple examples. Start from there. Don't say God created the bird. Say the bird must be created by the one who created the whole universe. You can say who is called God in religious literature.
Right. Okay.
And it makes sense for the audience.
Okay. Thank you. That was very fulfilling.
Alhamdulillah, very good back and forth communication. Keep that way. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so we have a whole universe. I mean, look at myself. We have, if I examine myself, like all the bloods that are flowing, my veins, arteries, it's like a whole universe within myself I find myself with. Just like things are moving constantly from one place to the other, just like the way things are changing in the grand scale of the cosmos, of the universe as well. So, but within me, microcosm. Yeah, thank you. That was very good.
You are concerned with them as well. You think of them. You can comprehend what is going on. You love watching a video of a galaxy or galaxy collapsing. You get excited, related to them.
Yep. So I am also endowed with, yes, understanding, comprehending them. Yes, Ian, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I am wondering, and this may be off topic, and if it is, I'd understand that you wouldn't want to answer it. What is it a sign of when a person gets something like a cancer, like a melanoma? What does that point to within the microcosm of one's being?
So I didn't really catch your comment. So you said somebody gets cancer.
Yeah, like, so say, for example, someone gets a melanoma. What is that indicative of to the microcosm of one's being?
Yeah, well, cancer is a part of this world. Now, well, in the universe, and it is in my creation, in my being, that the one who created me must be the one who created cancer cells, because the cancer cells cannot come into existence by themselves. There must be some agent which gives existence to it. They are perfectly working. Nothing is wrong with cancer cells. But I don't want it. But still, in my creation, I understand that I cannot sustain my life. I cannot control my life. Cancer cells are teaching me that you have no say in your existence. Only the one who created me has the right to say and decide about your being. So an ordinary human cell teaches me that I cannot own myself. Cancer cells also teach me that I cannot own myself. So this is how I am created. I cannot be the creator of myself, so that I cannot control my future existence. It is controlled by the one who gave existence to me within the universe, and who is going to take my life, my existence from this universe. I have no power to control over my life, my being. Somebody brought me in this world, made me, or endowed on my being, to become a microcosmos, is deciding to take me away, teaching me that I am not the life of my master. I am not the master of my existence. So that is the purpose of my existence. I understand. That's why I am given the ability to question, why do I live in this world? Who brought me into this world? Why is he taking me, whoever brought me in this world, why is he taking me away from this world? And I have been given the ability to question why all these things are happening. I am giving this as this quality to question. So I have to use this quality, and I understand that I am a creature who is blessed by the creator of the universe to experience existence within the conditions of this universe on a temporary base. My existence is not permanent, temporary in this world. But my creator is permanent. I have to think, what does it mean? So that is the only way I understand that after my death, my life will continue, because my creator is continuously, infinitely existing one. So that I can identify myself with my creator and understand that there must be another type of creation, so that my creator is training me here to get to know him. And after he takes me away, according to my choices, he will say, okay, I gave you the opportunity of education. You concluded that you belong to me. Okay, I am going to treat you as you conferred me. If you denied me, I am going to treat you as you thought of me. So I'm not going to provide what you want. These are only possible for me to understand because of the existence of cancer cells or other means of my death. Not only cancer cells, my heart may have some problems. At the end, I will die. This reality needs explanation. Cancer cell is only one element in helping me realize my reality, who I am in this world. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair.
All right, alhamdulillah. So we'll continue. Also, ease and facility reach such a degree in unity. Ease and facility reach such a degree in unity that they become necessary. For if the equipping of an army is from one hand, from one factory, it becomes as easy as equipping a single soldier. Whereas if numerous different hands interfere and the various parts of the equipment are all brought from different factories, quantitatively a single soldier's equipment could be prepared only with 1,000 difficulties. Since numerous officers interfered, it would be as difficult as 1,000 soldiers. Also, if the management and command of 1,000 soldiers is given to a single officer, in one respect it becomes as easy as a single soldier. Whereas if they were assigned to 10 officers or the soldiers themselves, it would result in confusion and great difficulty. Let's see how much more. So we have quite a bit more on this third way. So in this paragraph, ease and facility reach such a degree in unity that they become necessary. So necessary means they are the way things are. I see things coming into existence, shows the absolute power, knowledge, will, as if they are necessary, because everything is, for me, in my experience, coming with much ease and working in such facility. So the author makes the point, if it's not a unique being, if it's different hands who can interfere, especially in the created world examples, if like the multiple people are given the authority, and then they would conflict because everybody has their own free will, which they can use in their own way. So the things become chaotic, things don't become easy and becomes difficult. Whereas if everything is seen as coming from the one absolute being, everything that I experience in creation, if I see his sign, everything becomes easy and easy and facilitated for me in that way. Good. Anybody would like to comment on this? not, I can continue. In exactly the same way, if all things are attributed to the single one of unity, they become as easy as a single thing. So I have to look at the existence of how all the things, at their existence, how are they coming, how they are working, how they are moving in their existence, how do they have their qualities. If I say they are somebody, this, like in the causal chain, one thing does the other, then I will see a lot of difficulty. That, oh, if this condition was not met, then this would happen. If this not, this would do it this way. But however, if I see that things are coming from a single one of unity, an absolute being, then everything becomes easy. Because the reliance is on one single thing. But if they are attributed to causes, a single living creature becomes as difficult as the whole earth, and perhaps impossible. This means that in unity, ease and facility are at the level of necessity. And with the interference of numerous hands, the difficulties amount to impossibility. We need to talk on this a little bit, on how unity makes everything easy, and the opposite makes everything difficult if it's not coming from a single one of unity. Like if numerous hands, interference of numerous hands. We can see from our example in the world how too many cooks spoil the broth. Or if we get stuck in the causal chain of events, how things start to become very difficult for us spiritually. Like if we keep seeing that, oh, because of this or the causal chain, whereas if we understand that yes, everything is happening from the one who owns me, who is the Lord of the universe, who has everything in his command, in his order, then everything is coming from him, just like the example of the cancer cell that was just discussed. Then my life kind of changes in terms of seeing that everything is coming from him to teach me that yes. So I have to do my part in my understanding what my responsibility is. So in terms of if the cancer cells, I should go and look for a treatment in that case, but not forget yet this is deliberately given to me in that sense. Brother Ali, go ahead.
This is a short paragraph. Can you, if you don't mind, let's do it a kind of practice. Can you read the paragraph? And because the following paragraph is long and we don't have time really, we may do this practice. At the end of each sentence, say, for my mind to confirm. Say, for example, I will read one of them. In exactly the same way, forget about this. If all things are attributed to the single one of unity, they become as easy as a single thing for my mind to understand and confirm. Does it make sense? These are for our minds.
For my mind to understand and confirm. So this statement here.
Yeah, for example, otherwise saying that something as if we are talking for something that we have already accepted. Yes, while I'm thinking, if I say, if the universe was created by an absolute being, as the religious people talk about God, how can I explain it? No, let me think. The universe must have a creator. Yeah, they religious people claim this. All right. How do they explain it? I wonder. So they say this creator is giving existence to everything. Yeah, if there was a creator, everything is coming into existence in such an easy way, and then it can explain this. Otherwise, if I say the things are developing themselves, I have to make up a story, say that maybe 15, 13 billion years, it might have been developed in this way without any evidence. And even so, even 14 billion years development, how all accidents, on top of another accident, on top of another accident, this perfect harmony of the universe could establish. The mind says, no, but that is just a baseless speculation. Whereas if I accept God, the creator, I can explain the universe easily, and my mind can easily confirm it. That is how I am trying to understand this text in order to be able to present to the minds of this century people. I don't know whether it makes sense to you, or I am really talking about nonsense things, or irrelevant subject, or I don't know. Or that's why I keep saying that no, it must be for my mind, how I can confirm it, or I cannot confirm it the other way around thinking.
Right, that makes sense on how it's presented to me, like how if I can make sense of the things, whatever is said. So let's say the next sentence, if they're attributed to causes, I have to wonder, yes, if I see that other things are made, do they have the knowledge, the will, the power? And it's impossible. That's why it says impossible. Because none of the things, if I say the soil or the sun has the power to create the fruit in the plant, the soil, neither the plant knows it, neither the soil, neither the sun. So it's impossible for the causes that I may be seeing to give existence to the fruit.
Well, this is for my mind, it is impossible. I cannot confirm it.
So logically, yes, in my mind, I cannot confirm this at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So this means that in unity, ease, and facility are at the level of necessity. This one maybe needs a little explanation. At the level of necessity.
My mind says it must be in this way. Again, put a sentence, add something appropriate to the sentence. My mind says it must be really necessary to attribute the creation to an absolute being. That is what my mind says, my understanding capacity says, so that I can confirm it.
Right. All right. So, and with the interference of numerous hands, the difficulties amount to impossibility. So again, in my mind, what it comprehends.
My mind cannot
comprehend the interference of any other hand because it results in impossibility.
For my mind, it becomes impossible to confirm it, to understand and confirm it. So I have to be consistent within myself and confirm that the universe must have an absolute source of existence. That is belief. Belief is this.
Belief is confirmation, yes.
Confirming what I conclude And the belief confirming that the universe must have an absolute creator. Did I see him? No, I don't have to see him. I am seeing what he is doing in this world. That is why I am confirming. No, I cannot say that a letter dropped accidentally into my mailbox, addressing to me and telling me what happened in such and such cases exactly in a way that its reality is there. I can see it. And I am saying either this mail has been sent to me by a conscious being deliberately, so forwarded to me, or the other option, it accidentally, wind brought it, and accidentally the things written in it happened to be exactly what describing what happened somewhere accidentally or accidental. Because if someone doesn't accept the creator, conscious creator, this person has to accept that the things are happening accidentally by themselves, because there is no arrangement, there is no agent. If something, let's say, if I say my furniture in the house is arranged by one person, or it is a created word, by conscious being, if I don't accept this, what is left with me now accidentally happened in this way. I don't know how, but accidental, random happenings supported each other, and everything settled down, and it is in its right, perfect position. In between idea, no, impossible. That is why the author very frequently repeats, either you believe in one absolute being, or you have to accept every particle of the universe must have a divine power, creative, absolute quality. Which one is real and acceptable for human mind? So human beings are free to go which way they are, whatever the way they choose. But I have to be honest within myself.
Thank you. Inshallah, yes, you're right. We have to be honest in ourselves as we reason and see how it relates to us. Inshallah. So I will stop here for today, inshallah. We'll continue next time with this paragraph. All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana. Innaka anta al-alim al-hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Hummat surat al-Fatiha. Thank you, everyone.